I remember sitting at my kitchen table 3 years ago, staring at a spreadsheet that just didn't make sense. I was working 50 hours a week, making what most people would call good money, yet I was effectively broke. I had the nice car, the expensive gym membership, and a closet full of clothes I barely wore, but my net worth was basically zero. I felt like I was running on a treadmill that was moving faster than I could sprint. That night, something snapped. I decided to stop trying to look successful and actually start becoming successful. Fast forward to today, and I've managed to set aside over $100,000. No, I didn't win the lottery, and no, I didn't get a massive inheritance. I just changed how I lived. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 10 frugal habits that literally changed the trajectory of my life. These aren't your typical stop buying coffee tips. These are deep lifestyle shifts that helped me claw back my freedom. Habit number 1. I adopted the anti-upkeep philosophy. Most people, when they get a raise, they buy things that cost more money just to own. They buy a bigger house, which means higher property taxes, more utilities, and more furniture. They buy a luxury car, which means $200 oil changes and premium gas. I did the opposite. I realized that the secret to wealth isn't how much you make, it's how little it costs you to exist. I kept my old Toyota even when I could afford a Tesla. I stayed in my modest apartment even when my friends moved into luxury high-rises. By keeping my cost of existence low, that $100,000 didn't just feel possible, it felt inevitable. Habit number 2. The 72-hour rule for everything. We live in an era of one-click dopamine hits. Amazon knows exactly how to get us to spend. I used to be a victim of late-night scrolling. Now, nothing goes into the cart without staying there for 72 hours. It sounds simple, but you'd be shocked at how many must-have items feel completely useless 3 days later. That cooling-off period kills the emotional impulse and leaves only the rational need. This habit alone saved me thousands in random tech gadgets and home decor I didn't actually need.
Habit number 3, mastering the cheap social life. In my 20s, I thought socializing had to happen at a bar or a $50 dinner. I was literally paying a social tax every weekend. I had to pivot. I started hosting potluck Saturdays or board game nights at my place. Instead of a $100 night out, it became a $10 night in. And here's the secret, my friendships actually got deeper. It's hard to have a real conversation in a loud, crowded restaurant. In a living room, that's where the real connection happens. Don't let the fear of missing out drain your bank account.
Habit number 4. I became my own service provider. We've become a society that outsources everything. We pay people to mow our lawns, wash our cars, cook our meals, and even walk our dogs. I decided to take those jobs back. I learned how to change my own oil by watching YouTube. I learned how to cook restaurant-quality steak at home for a third of the price. I even started cutting my own hair during the pandemic and never went back. When you realize that convenience is just a product you're overpaying for, you start seeing money everywhere. Habit number 5. The cost per use inventory. I stopped looking at the price tag and started looking at the utility. A $100 pair of high-quality boots that I wear 300 days a year costs me 33 cents per use. A $20 fast fashion shirt that falls apart after 3 washes costs me almost $7 per use. Frugality isn't about being cheap, it's about being efficient. I started investing in buy-it-for-life items and stopped filling my house with disposable junk. This shift stopped the constant cycle of buying, breaking, and replacing. Habit number 6. I stopped store hopping for groceries. I used to go to the store whenever I felt hungry or bored. That's a recipe for disaster. Now, I do one big inventory-based shop every week. I check what's already in my pantry and build a meal plan around that, rather than starting from scratch. I also stopped buying pre-cut vegetables or individual snack packs. You're literally paying a 400% markup for someone to chop an onion for you. Buy the whole onion, chop it yourself. Keep the change. Habit number 7, the subscription audit, the silent leak. Every 3 months, I look at my bank statement for any recurring charge. In our digital economy, companies thrive on our forgetfulness. I found apps I hadn't opened in a year, streaming services I didn't watch, and premium memberships for stores I rarely visited. I cut them all. If I really need it, I can always sign up again. Usually I don't. These small $10 to $15 leaks add up to hundreds of dollars a year that could be sitting in your brokerage account instead. Habit number 8, unsubscribing from temptation. This one is psychological. I went through my email and unsubscribed from every single retail newsletter. If you see a 50% off flash sale in your inbox, your brain starts looking for things to buy that you weren't even thinking about 5 seconds ago. You aren't saving 50%, you're spending 50% that you could have kept. By removing the advertisements from my daily life, I removed the urge to spend. Habit number 9, embracing the second-hand first rule. Whether it's furniture, gym equipment, or electronics, my first stop is always the secondary market. We live in a world of hyper-consumption, which means there is a surplus of barely used high-end stuff on Facebook Marketplace or eBay. I bought a high-end office chair that retails for $1,200 for just $300 because a company was closing its office. Let someone else pay the newness premium. I'll take the 70% discount. Habit number 10, redefining what wealth looks like. The biggest habit that saved me $100,000 wasn't a tactical move, it was a mental one. I stopped caring about the Joneses. I realized that most people who look rich are actually drowning in debt. They have the shiny car, but they have no peace of mind. I started finding joy in the size of my emergency fund rather than the brand on my shoes. Wealth is what you don't see. It's the freedom to say no to a job you hate. It's the ability to sleep soundly at night. Saving $100,000 didn't happen overnight. It was the result of 1,000 tiny, boring decisions made day after day. It was choosing a home-cooked meal when I was tired. It was choosing to repair my phone screen instead of buying the newest model. It feels like a sacrifice in the beginning, I won't lie. But eventually, the feeling of security becomes much more addictive than the feeling of buying something new. If you're starting from zero today, don't feel overwhelmed. Pick one habit from this list, just one. Master it for a month, then come back and pick another. The $100,000 isn't just a number, it's the evidence of a disciplined life. And if I could do it, starting from that messy kitchen table with a spreadsheet that didn't make sense, I promise you can too. Thanks for watching. If you're on your own journey to hit a big savings goal, drop a comment below. What's the one habit you're struggling with the most? Let's talk about it. I'll see you in the next one.